remember thinking, riding around in a tractor in southern Ontario, thinking I'm not going to do this in my life ever again. My name is Vince McIntyre. 67 years old. I was born in the west of Ireland. I'm a farmer and I do woodworking. A jack of all trades, you might as well call me. I found this place by accident, decided to camp here 30 years later. We're still here. I'd been living in a big wall tent and I burnt it down and I needed another place to camp. This is where I decided in the world to settle down. It was wonderful. They spent a lot of the school time with their mum and the holiday time with me. It couldn't have been better. And we went in the mountains a lot. And my daughter, she learned to count by counting the fish. I'd go out at 4:30 in the morning fishing, and I'd put her asleep in the bow of the boat. Wake her up by tickling her nose with the tail of a fish. So she said, "How many fish do we have there, Amber?" And she'd say, "Oh, well." Yeah, it was a good life. Well, I think in today's world it's not necessary, because when we depend on an industrial system for our survival, we might protest all that and think that we're defeated and so on, but it still works, eh? But if we want to get our power back and be able to do things for ourselves and not pay other people to live our lives for us, we have to be devoted. We have to learn stuff and stick with it. When I hit my mid-40s, I decided, this work that I'm doing is totally meaningless to me, going out there and putting 3 bags on and making a bunch of money. This is just playing figures for the government, It's not very effective, and it justifies cutting down more forests. And that's when I decided to farm, eh? This isn't something that you might play at, because I don't play at it, I got run over with my horses and smashed up, and I got up and I kept doing it. Yeah. So it's to me, life is do or die, and then you're living. Oh, I'm not going to hook them to that machine to take it out to the field, because that's the one machine you don't want them running it. Yeah. You can kill yourself just like that. Yeah. When people heard of people immigrating to New York, for instance, from the west of Ireland, and going there, and they could, work like 5 or 6 days a week and have vacations. We didn't quite know what vacation meant. It was a new idea that you could have a holiday. They didn't have the money, so it was poverty along with that simple lifestyle. And then when I immigrated to southern Ontario, we all worked on market gardens, and there was no Canadian kids working there. They were all refugees. We were the only Irish kids there, but Canadian kids went off to the beach on the bicycles. Yeah, we started building the place in the end of October in 1979, and then we were putting the roof on in the snows of the end of November. So it quite a rudimentary building style. For somebody to go back like I done is pretty rare. Now that I appreciate that I had them experiences, because they give me endurance. If kids don't have that, like I know people that are 40 years old and they're still babies. They're still like they have this, they treat me like a parent or something. You should be over that. You should be over that. Like we don't, we have lost that concept of growing up and all that somehow. Now they might reach up and eat some leaves off them. I've never really been a money person. I've been more like, I like to have money as a tool. But to have money to give to my daughter or pay or buy a new truck, no, I'm not into that. I prefer to do things the more uncertain way,